This is the Lockpicker 1969, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to the next episode of Interview with a Lockpicker. Today's guest is W30Y Ray. That's a mouthful.
How's it going?
Good. What does that mean exactly?
The W30Y is my amateur radio call sign, and it just is steeped in history. The guy who originally had it was an old Marconi operator, first licensed in like 1912. So the history of the call sign, I just love it, and I kind of like it more than my name, so that's why it's still my name.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So where are you from exactly?
I am from Greensburg, Pennsylvania. It's a suburb of Pittsburgh, PA.
Have you lived here your whole life?
I have. I was born in this town and moved away for a couple years, but moved back with my wife and
Oh,
having a family near the family. So.
awesome. Okay. So how did you get into Locksport?
Well, I was always interested in locks. I remember getting locks at dollar stores and stores with my mother, and picking them with uh, pins and paper clips and stuff like that. And it was always interesting, but you never really knew why it was opening or how it was opening.
Hmm.
And eventually, I grew up and got married, and my son, we were on a vacation, and he locked himself in the bathroom, and we couldn't get him out. And I ended up picking the door open, and was like, I should really learn how to do this and carry some tools in my wallet with me. So I just got a little basic pocket kit, and I kept it in my wallet for a number of years, but never really progressed past that.
Okay.
And
So
then
go ahead.
okay, I was gonna say, it kind of happened last year where I got really interested in it. So
Okay. So what really kind of tipped it over for you?
YouTube, for sure. It was checking out YouTube videos and saw some stuff from Locknoob. Very good picker, great personality, and it just kind of
Definitely.
draws me in. So watching
Definitely.
his videos and was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna really learn what's going on inside of a lock and kind of move on from there. So it was
Okay.
about 9 months ago or so, 9, 10 months ago.
All right. So what was your first pick set?
My first pick set was actually suggested by Locknoob, the C1500. It was on his video. What are the best beginner pick sets that you can get? That was one of them. I bought it and not soon after regretted it and moved on to a different set because that set, he didn't really mention it, but it's like the Euro Slim line,
Yes.
and the
Yes.
shafts are extremely thin, and that it's not really one for a newbie to be using. So,
No, not if you're bullying locks. No, which newbies
no,
tend to do at first.
yep, sure did, and I bent that up and had to move on.
So what did you go to after you went with Southord?
After that, yeah, I kind of went to Sparrows, bought some Sparrows picks, and actually, while watching YouTube, bumped into the Sandman's channel, and he kind of turned me on to the finer quality picks out there, the ones with the better steel and
Hmm.
better handles and stuff like that. So I kind of moved from there at his suggestion because his channel's great because he kind of goes and buys everything so that you don't
Hmm.
have to.
Yeah, I can unfortunately relate to that.
It's nice. He
So,
kind of bought all the brands up and said, these ones are the best. So that's kind of where I moved on.
and that was the high yield Genesis, you said?
Yeah, I bought the high yield Genesis set, and then from there moved on and waited in line for the Jimmy Longs, and those picks are freaking great. And bought some bare bones and finally settled on Moki picks. Those are
Yes,
mwah, they're
they're phenomenal,
outstanding.
phenomenal quality. They're hands down. So,
Yep, I remember I waited months and months to try and get Jimmy Long's, and I have a
yes,
quite a full.
I was just going to ask you what your experience was. I feel bad for Jimmy. He's really doing his best to try and keep up, but there is such a demand and such an interest in
Yeah,
people getting them.
yep, I've talked to him several times, and he works so hard to make a quality product for us.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know,
He
some people
really,
give him the credit he deserves, and some people don't. And it's he
uh,
really deserves a lot because
people don't
he's done a
understand.
lot.
There's such a high demand, and he's doing a lot of this. I think it's all out of his garage, and I know he does send some stuff out, but he does so much design, and he's developed so much to make these tools what they really are. So, hats, hands down, he's an amazing community member for sure, no doubt.
He's definitely doing a lot for us. Those the pick shank design that he has, where it's built up on the shoulder. I tell you, they're really great. You really got to bully a rock in order to bend one of his picks. So I really enjoyed them.
Well, that and the handles being so ergonomic, he got his hands from what I understand, he got his hands on this 500-page report on surgical scalpel handles, studied it, and came up with his design for his handles based on that.
Yep, his handles are best in class for sure.
Yeah,
They're my
definitely.
favorite handle. Um, but Moki, I think, are the ones that I'm going to, because you can get them a little easier. And I love the second chance pick tip.
Yep. Yep.
So great because, oh my God, I just bent my favorite pick. What am I going to do? Flip
Yep.
the thing over. It's such a great idea. Gives you time to order some new ones. So
Yep. Definitely.
great, great idea.
Okay, so obviously when you're just learning lockpicking, you faced some challenges in your journey. What would you say your first challenge was? And, like what was your first stumbling point that you finally got past once you had that aha moment?
Serrated pins. Serrated pins took some time to get used to because was that a click of a serration or was that the pin setting? Should I go further? Should I not? You never really know when you're first starting out. And I actually watched a video. Michael Gilchrist, he did a video on the jiggle test with
Yep.
the Packlock 98 Pro, and it was that video that just kind of clicked. And it was like, because he showed exactly let go of the pick and he said, this is what it'll do when it's the jiggle, whenever it's set. And this is what it'll do when it's not. It was like, oh my God, that's the jiggle test. And it just clicked, made sense instantly. And it was like, this is great. And it was right around that time, picking the 1100 where, it kind of clicks in your brain where you can kind of start visualizing what's happening inside the lock. Once you hit that point, sky's the limit, man. Because it's once you can start visualizing what's happening and the feedback really makes sense, then your skills you can really tune them up.
Yes, definitely. So you mentioned that Lock Noob was one of the people that influenced you watching his videos on YouTube. Are there any other ones that were influencers for you?
Yeah, Lock New for sure. Lady Locks, love her channel. Such a great woman, and I love her channel because she doesn't remove all the crap. Oh my God, I just dumped all my pins. Oh man, I just turned my core the wrong way and bricked it. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna send it to somebody and have them drill it out for me or whatever. It's just so funny and so relatable
It's
that it
honest,
just yeah, it is. It's
very.
brutally honest. I love
It's kind of like what Bosnian Bill's some of his videos were like. He was a very honest picker as well. He was not. He had no problem with admitting when something beat him or he made a mistake. So I
it.
think.
I definitely go back and still watch his stuff. I remember
Uh
his ultimate gutting disaster where he just says, "Ah, crap," and just dumps it out. I watched a video actually recently with Georgia Jim, another great picker, where he was doing one of those high pin count, 24 pin cabas, and he's just messing with it, and he's like, oh, and then all of a sudden it's just dumping out pins everywhere. He's like, oh man, it's just those guys are funny.
So
He's got a great picker too. So
you're mentioning a lot of different people in the community. How did you get introduced to the community initially?
that was Reddit. I already had a Reddit account from my amateur radio. Antenna making and stuff like that. You bounce stuff off people, brag about the crazy station that you talk to, 12,000 miles away and whatnot. So that was just a logical place to look for lock picking.
Okay. Okay. So I would imagine with getting involved in the community, that exposed you to the whole belt ranking system. And I believe when we spoke in the pre interview, you mentioned that you'd stalled out at green belt, but you've made progress since then. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I sure did. I stalled out at Greenbelt because I was too busy picking locks that I stalled out on making my challenge lock. So, I put it off and put it off, and I was picking, purple belt locks and red belt locks, and I actually picked my first black belt lock before I sent out my challenge lock. But eventually it was like, okay, we got to get this done. So let's figure this thing out. So I bought some, 3 millimeter bar stock, and I had some rim cylinders here, and it was like, let's do this thing. So I didn't want to go buy a drum or buy one or to make one challenge lock, so I just used cordless drill that I had here and watched some of the LPU videos on how to make challenge lock pins and check that out and got a couple serrated knives from the dollar store and some wire cutters are really good or wire strippers. They were wire strippers because you can kind of squeeze on it and remove material nice and fast. So uh, just just decided one day, and I'm going to get this done. Next thing you know, I had 28 pins or something sit in front of me that I made, and it was like, whoa, that went really fast, and it was
Yeah,
actually fun.
I call that pin therapy.
That's exactly. I mean, I just sat there and was doing it, and then I'm like, okay, I wonder if I have enough pins to make this lock. There's so many here,
Yep, too
and
many
I actually have
choices now.
a little pill bottle. I keep all the ones that I had finished that I haven't used yet. So
I'll tell you what, if you continue and decide to keep going on and making challenge locks, I do have the challenge lock workshop series, and I have some videos on there that talk about several different tools for doing different types of modifications. Check them out. There's a bunch more ideas for tools that you might want to check into, especially for making serrations and that sort of thing. So give that a look, see if you would. So you said your first challenge lock for blue. Who did you send that to? I'm not sure if I
I
caught that.
sent I sent it to Lock Junkie in Canada. So
Okay, and he did the review for you, and everything was golden after that.
actually, he didn't. I sent it to him, and when he gave me his address, he forgot the unit number.
Oh
So
no!
yeah, it's sitting in customs right now.
Oh no!
I took all kinds of pictures before I sent it and everything. So they're like, "Oh, we understand the situation," and they approved it anyway. But supposedly it's on its way back. We got it all straightened out, and we're gonna get it sent to him anyway. So
Well, I hope it gets out there into the community soon so they can appreciate it. Uh,
yeah, it was a lot of fun to make. It's not super hard. I didn't make it crazy. It's probably a high green, low blue level lock, and it's I'm able to pick it. I picked it both directions before I sent it out just to make sure that it was functional. So it was a good time. So,
I think that's the way most blue belt challenge locks turn out. They're like a green, high green level lock. I mean, because that's what you're at that level of what you understand about locks at that point, and then you're getting into the more difficult stuff as you go up higher in belts, and then that's when you can really start adding a bit more difficulty into the challenge locks you make as well. So that and hang out with Jay Gabriel sometime. He will definitely tweak your evil side with creating them. So
yeah, it was on picking time yesterday. I was hanging out. There was John Holistic was there,
yeah.
Pick Smith was there, and then we were talking about challenge locks and different devious things you can do. And they started talking about the ball chain, and I'm like, what the
Yeah.
heck's a ball
Oh
chain?
yeah.
Like, there's balls stacked on top of each other. I'm like, how are they connected? This is amazing. I can't believe it. And he explained to me, that they're those ball chain like that you would wear with like dog tags
Yep.
back when you were a kid and stuff. It was like, oh my god, that's genius and so devious. Oh, I can't imagine the false set you would get on one of
I'll,
those things. So
I'll
it
give
was
you
the light went off yesterday. It was so cool.
I'll give you a
Such a
few
good
more
time.
ideas when we get done recording. I don't want to give them on the air. I'm sure Jay Gabriel would tell you them too. So he shared them with me, and I've enjoyed using them myself. So, okay, so you've picked challenge locks. You just got a bunch of them, as I understand, correct?
Yeah, I got some from Lock Junkie. I got some from Loose. Um, the first one that I ever picked, it was named Meander from Time Not Money. I did a video on my channel about it. Great lock. Uh, it's guy put some time in and some thought into what he was making, because it was like, why can't I get this open? And too heavy tension, and kind of got to have a really light touch with that thing. It was a good time, a great time.
Gotcha. Okay. So your YouTube channel. What was the original reason for starting it?
I actually started it in 2007. Didn't do anything with it. I think I actually started it back. I was married to my first wife, and we had ferrets, and I was gonna do funny videos with my ferrets, and then I never did it. And
Okay.
so I was watching the people on YouTube doing stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a giveaway, make a video," and I'm like, "Hey, I could probably make a video. What am I gonna do?" And I took it was the uh, cell phone holder from my car. It had like one of those things for the glass holder, and
Yep.
I screwed it in one of my wife's candles, and I had that for weight on the bottom, and I just attached my phone to it. Like, we're gonna make a giveaway video, so make a giveaway video, and then there's another giveaway, and you make another video, and another giveaway, and do another video, and it's like, this doing videos is actually fun.
Yep. Yep.
I should do this.
And it
And it's
sounds.
like, because you're always watching people on YouTube and learning
Yes.
things from them. It's like, I'd love to do something to give back. I
Yep.
think I have something to offer to a new guy. I feel like I'm a pretty decent teacher.
Yep.
I'm a funny guy when I want to be. So
And innovative.
yeah, it's
Came
I
up
just kind of was like, we're gonna do it.
you
We're gonna
came up
do it,
with a
and
way to do your recording, and you were innovative about it. That's awesome. So, what
I'm
is
still using the same cell phone holder and the same handle, and I did get a microphone since then, so just to make it sound a little better. But that's
yes.
what I'm using. I'm using a cell phone clamp and a mic that I got off Amazon for like $18 or something.
Cool. Awesome. So, what's the future of your channel then? You're going to continue just doing helpful videos?
Yeah, I was doing some open videos and just some cool things you can do. I did a video where show people how you can take an American 1100, which is a 5 pin lock, and make it into a 6 pin lock, but have the key still work as long as you use a number 4 key pin on in the last chamber.
Mm.
The key will still work because it'll use a slope on the end of the key. It did
Yep.
stuff like that. It'll help with tips. I to save money when I was buying the American 1100. It's like you get 3 or 4 of them. And it's like, man, these things are getting a little expensive. So I started buying just cores. So I'll pick all my 1100s a couple times, and then when they get a little boring, dump the cores out, put new cores in, because the cores cost like a third what the actual lock does. So just
Okay.
kind of save a little money there. And I have one idea coming up. I actually just announced it yesterday. I'm going to be doing a progressive pinning series. I have 5 locks chosen between green belt and black belt, where I'll start week 1. I'll just dump the guts out of the lock, show how it's disassembled, pin it up to 1 pin, get an open, pin it up to 2 pins, get an open, take a break, let it, people simmer on it for a week, get good at it, come back the next week with a video, put pin 3, pin 4 in, and just go through that over a course of, maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And just the idea was I was talking to some people, and I love the Medico biaxial. It's amazing engineering. It's such a great idea that they did. And people are just like, those are so hard. They just sit. And it's like, well, if you progressive pin it, you know what direction to turn things. You can kind of get a feel for how it works, and then
Hmm.
maybe pick one blind sometimes. But to kind of try and get it off the shelf with people, I just want to start something
Yeah.
and get people interested in doing those walks that maybe they wouldn't normally do or whatever.
Definitely.
I thought
Okay.
it would be cool to do it, and take people on the journey with me.
What do you do for a living, by the way?
I am a production control coordinator for a tungsten carbide manufacturing company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just
Everybody has all these interesting jobs.
yeah, it definitely is interesting. We create the jobs and make allocate material for it. And since we've kind of swallowed this part up, where I evaluate blueprints when they come in and decide how they're going to be routed and what it's going to cost to make them, and it's very interesting. It's almost like an offshoot, a finger of engineering and sales. It's really cool. I have a good time in my job. I love it.
Awesome. So, do you have any thank yous that you'd like to give to any other lock sporters?
Oh, specific thank yous. I want to say thank you to Lock Junkie. He's a good friend, and he welcomed me, and he says hi to me every day and makes sure everything's cool with me. And he's such a great lock picker, a great person, great man. So
Okay.
I remember watching his it was a giveaway video for something, and he was talking about how he saved his one dog from a dog fighting ring,
Oh,
and it was
wow.
like this guy is an amazing guy. So
Sounds like
I
it.
want to say thank you to him. I'd like to say thank you to Adam Harris, the comp guy. He was the first guy to give me like a shout out on YouTube and be like, "Hey, this guy's actually doing something. Go pay attention to him." Uh, it was really cool. Him. I want to say thanks to Lady Locks and Sandman. They Lady Locks uh, makes it so that you don't get discouraged because
Yes.
she just says everything, and it's like you see her struggle with something. It's like that's my same struggle, and it's like she perseveres and keeps going. And it's like I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab myself and pick myself up, and we're going to do this thing. Oh man, I dumped everything on the floor. I lost a pen. It's down in the carpet. Let's find it. It's just funny, and she makes me smile, and she makes me laugh, and it's great. And the Sandman, it saves me money by telling me
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
good to buy and what's not good to buy, and also makes me laugh like no other. So
I can't say enough good things about everybody you've mentioned. They're all wonderful lock sporters, and
I
assets to the community.
actually, yeah, I actually made a video last night, and I kind of said thank you to just the whole community because they have all been so welcoming, supportive. They're always there to give you encouragement. There's been nobody has trolled me, given me a hard time, was a jerk to me on the internet. It's just amazing. They're really great, and I feel like that the Locksport community kind of polices itself,
Yes, it does.
and the people that are no good for the community, you know, people generally call them out and stay away from them. And
Yep.
if
They're
somebody says
shunned.
something nasty to you on the internet, there's somebody there that says, "No, that's not right. Stop doing that." And
Yep.
it's great, really great
Definitely.
community.
All right. Last question before we wrap up. What is your favorite thing about Locksport?
I know the answer to that. It is the puzzle challenge.
Hmm.
I tell you, I got a batch of gold locks in from White this week, and there I got a goal S, a goal P, goal Z, and it's the puzzle. It's the learning what's going on inside there.
Mm-hmm.
What was that click there? Was that a serration? Is it don't drop it into a spool? Is it in the counter milling? Is it in the over milling? You never know. It's just it's a lot of fun. The challenge, the puzzle aspect. I love the gamifying with the belt ranking system. You know, see if you can excel, get better. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
So, before we wrap up, did you want to give our audience a final message?
Final message is just keep coming. I mean, just come back. You know, watch videos, learn how to pick. If you get discouraged, just pick yourself up because we all do it. We all dump pins. We all brick locks. I I was gutting my gold P the other day and just accidentally turned it too much, and the ball bearing got shot up into the pin chamber, and I messed up the one side spring. I mean, it's okay. We all do it. Just keep working at it because
Don't
it
give
will
up.
get better. And you'll get better, and
Yeah.
it's a great community. Just the friendships, the camaraderie is great.
All right. I want to thank you for doing the interview. This was very interesting, and I had a lot of fun talking. We talked a bit on the pre-interview as well, and I enjoyed that very much. So thank you.
I
All right.
appreciate you bringing me in.
Yeah, definitely. It was my pleasure. Um, I want to say one last thing before we completely wrap up. If you have not been interviewed, why not? Come forward. It's a fun process. I try to make it painless as much as possible. I try to make it a fun experience. If you are not a like deeply well established lockpicker, who cares? Everybody has a story. Tell your story. Let us all hear it. Let us all know who you are. Get in touch with me and we'll get something set up. And with that, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you are a subscriber, thank you. If you are not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and all, and hit like on the video. And thanks for listening.